What if I were to tell you that taking a loss is not actually a bad trade? You can see here, this is the loss I took today, about 400 bucks, but I think it was a beautiful trade. Price was coming up to our level. We saw what we wanted to with negative delta volume up at a key level. I went short, had my risk appropriate, had my profit target set up. It was almost a 9 to 1, 8.8 to 1 trade. I'll take that setup all day, but just because I took a loss doesn't mean it's a bad trade. You know, I had a plan. The plan was underneath this level, we want to see it act as resistance, as it did. It did. Bit of a fake out, right? It kept acting as resistance. Price came back up to resistance. And then it showed over here on the right our negative volume delta. You can see right here. And that told us that's our entry signal for a short. Price push up to resistance, negative volume delta. That's what we look for. So our thesis was going to be a push up to resistance, negative volume delta, and then we go short, right? But we saw the negative volume delta did nothing. It got absorbed by all these passive buyers that were sitting here and pushed price right up. That being said, I can still consider this a really good trade. I followed my plan. My risk was mitigated. My profit target was set. Everything that I look for in a trade was set up in place, and we went for it. We just happened to take a loss. Right? If you have a 60, 75% win rate, whatever the number is, you're going to be taking 40, 25% losses. It's just a fact. That's the math on it. Right? And as long as the losses you take follow your strategy, follow your risk management plan, follow your pre-market plans, all of that, it's a good trade regardless of the outcome. That's what I think. And I've seen this over and over again. Lots of traders will come into our community and they'll be like, oh, I just took a loss. I'm so mad. That was terrible, blah, blah. And then I'll ask them, did you follow your rules? Did you follow your plan? The answer is yes. Then that's not a bad trade. That's a good trade. You followed your strategy and you're not going to be right every single time. I'll show you also what I consider to be a bad trade. So say, you see price hold support right here and it goes up and you get in late, right? You go long, right here with a tight stop loss, profit target there, right? That's a profitable trade. So you were like this, right? That's a profitable trade. But for me and for my system, it doesn't matter if it was profitable. That's a bad trade. I didn't take a trade at a key level. I didn't use volume for confirmation for my entry. And I didn't have my proper, 3 to 1 risk to reward, which I really like. So even on the opposite end of things, green trades, profitable trades, can actually be bad trades as well. If you didn't follow your pre-market plan, if you didn't follow your strategy, you FOMO'd in, you went too heavy on contract size, too big a risk, too tight a reward, it doesn't matter what the outcome is, that's a bad trade, period. And that's something that, I talk to people in our community about often is just because you had a green trade doesn't mean it was a good trade. People will be like, oh, I just made 500 bucks. It's like, cool, what was your entry? What was your thesis? What were you seeing? How much did you risk? And they're like, well, I don't know. I just got in when it was going up and it kept going up. Like, cool, you gambled and got lucky. What we like to do is mitigate the gambling with a probability-driven strategy, which we have. That's been proven. We use it a lot. We teach a lot of people about it. And we just enter when everything lines up that we need to, and the outcome is the outcome. Taking a loss on a good setup is all a part of trading. And in my mind, how you deal with those losses and how you move on from those good losses is going to define how you are as a trader moving forwards. So that being said, take your time, have pre-market plans, have a strategy with mitigated risk to reward. Get in when it shows you your entry. What happens, happens. You take a loss, well, you just got one of your losses out of the way because it's inevitable. You will take a loss. So this is me telling you that not every loss is a bad trade, and also not every green trade is a good trade. If you like some more content like this, if you guys like topics of conversation like this, we talk about this stuff often in our community. I'm going to drop a link for the free trial for our Discord down in the description. Hit the like button on here. Go in the comments and tell me what you think about this. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let's have some open conversations about good losses versus bad losses. Thanks for joining and listening this much, guys. We really appreciate it. Have a good one.